From the Super Games 500-in-1 NES multi-cart thing comes another game from Nice Code Software, Cannonade. Cannonade is a simple shooter where you control a little turret on the ground and you have to blast away spaceships falling from the sky. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward stuff. Now obviously colliding with these ships will kill you instantly and make you lose a life, but you also have to watch for and kill the blue ships that will occasionally fall from the sky before they hit the ground. If they hit the ground, the sky bleeds red and your turret explodes regardless of where you are on the screen and you lose a life. So that's the one thing you gotta watch out for. That's your key challenge here. Every 2,000 points scored not only nets you an extra life, but also changes the color of the sky, as if that's something to be proud of. If the gameplay seems somewhat familiar, it's because Cannonade is actually a derivative of the old Intellivision game Astro Smash, or Astroblast as it's known as on the Atari VCS. Nice Code actually did many derivatives of Astro Smash under various names and forms, Earth Fighter and Air Alert being a couple examples, and out of all the variations on this cart, I ended up going with Cannonade because it was just by random choice, and hey, I ended up getting a half hour's worth of play as a result, so we have a video, I guess. I don't know, works for me, so I'll go with it. Cannonade can be best described as a somewhat simpler version of Astro Smash, which probably isn't saying much because Astro Smash or Astro Blast was already simple to begin with, but it's a bit scaled back in some regards. For example, Astro Smash penalizes you for missing targets. If the target hits the ground, you lose a few points. Cannonade doesn't really do that. Every time the sky changes color, things usually fall from the sky a tad quicker in Astro Smash, while in Cannonade, the color change is purely a cosmetic alteration and things fall from the sky at the same speed as they did at the beginning, so not much change there. The color-changing sky effect does provide its own challenge, as certain blue skies make the vital blue targets that you have to kill to keep alive more difficult to make out and very easy to miss because they blend in with the background. Even with the audible warning that alerts you of incoming targets you have to kill, it still feels like a bit of a cheap shot, especially when you're trying to find an object and you only notice it at the last second before it crashes. And it's happened to me a couple times, so... Control in Cannonade is fairly straightforward and for the most part functional. Using the D-pad to move and the A button to shoot is easy to figure out, but pressing the B button causes your turret to jump from one point to another back and forth in some strange, instantaneous way. In a way it does help in evasive dodging, or reaching a target a little quicker, but it doesn't quite work that well, and maybe instead of this the game would have benefited from having the B button just make your ship move faster or something, I don't know. In any event, however, it neither breaks nor makes the game, as you could easily play through an entire session without ever having to use this ability, so... Not much to say on the visuals. You have the one background, and it's not the most exciting piece of business, but it does look like a cityscape in the background. Those look like oddly colored ships. The changing sky colors are somewhat distracting and a bit of an eyesore at times depending on the color, but I've seen worse. As far as the sound is concerned, there's no in-game music outside of the title screen, and it's not much to comment on. The sound effects aren't too bad, bordering on slightly above Atari VCS levels of flavor. Take that for what it's worth. Overall, if you have an Intellivision system laying around, go play Astro Smash because that's a fun game. If you have an Atari VCS, go play Astroblast because that's also a fun game. Cannonade on this NES multi-cart thing or whatever plug-and-play system you happen to come across that has this game is a satisfactory incarnation of Astro Smash, but is nowhere near as fun or challenging or as original as that game. All in all, this is probably one of the least offensive Nice Code games out there, but you could do so much better than this. It's not bad, but it's also not good. It's just there, so... Yep.